Good morning. I'm Mrs. Stevens, and I am the kindergarten through 6th grade technology integration specialist here in Greenfield-Central School Corporation. I heard that we have a very special guest coming to Greenfield-Central whose name is Troy Cummings. I'm holding a book that he's had something to do with. The title of the book is The 12 Days of Christmas in Indiana. The author is Donna Griffin, and the illustrator is Troy Cummings. Let's read a few pages to see what this fabulous book has to say. Dear Noah, everything is on the move in Indiana. Race cars, tractors, and big trucks, and soon you will be too. People call this state the crossroads of America. I call it a great place to spend your holidays. Can't wait for you to get here and see the presents I picked out for you, one for each of the 12 days of Christmas. I live in the big city of Indianapolis, but not far from here are farms, cornfields, covered bridges, lakes, and dunes to explore. It's really cold this time of year, so make sure you bring your warm clothes and boots, but don't forget your court shoes, basketball shorts, and t-shirts too, because it heats up in the gym. And we'll be on the go. Dad says we're going to race from one end of the state to the other and meet back here in the middle for one fantastic finish. It's a surprise. Hope you're ready for your Hoosier adventure. Love you, cousin, Darcy. Here is Darcy putting the letter in the mailbox. And this, I think, is Noah. Looks like he's packing his suitcase. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm still catching my breath from my first day in Indiana. Aunt Lynn, Uncle Dave, Darcy, and I drove straight from the Indianapolis airport to Madison, a small town on the Ohio River where Uncle Dave grew up. It was a major Christmas overload as we walked through the Festival of Trees. There were more than 100 trees, each with different decorations. Imagine all the room for presents. My favorite was the tulip tree, Indiana's state tree. One of the ornaments hanging from its branches was a bright red bird. Just as I was turning to look at the next tree, the ornament flapped its wings. It was a real bird! Darcy didn't seem surprised. She explained that it was a cardinal, Indiana's state bird. I know it sounds crazy, but he was wearing a coach's cap and a tiny whistle around his neck, so I named him Coach. As we walked along the riverfront, Coach followed us, fluttering from tree to tree. Aunt Lynn says there's a lot of history in Madison's riverfront, where old steamboats still travel up and down the Ohio River. But the boats everyone comes to watch now are a lot faster. Madison's biggest festival is the annual Madison Regatta in July, with hydroplane boat races, air shows, and even fireworks. I'm definitely on board for a return trip this summer. Love, Noah. On the first day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me a cardinal in a tulip tree. Dear Mom and Dad, today I found out what Hoosier hysteria is all about. And no, it's not about crazy people. Although basketball fans in Indiana are pretty loud and proud of their teams. At the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame in Newcastle, we checked out jerseys and trophies and learned a ton about some of the great Indiana basketball players, Larry Bird, Oscar Robinson, and John Wooden. Even better, Darcy and I found a spot where we could take the game-winning shot and call plays just like real sportscasters. Coach is one bossy bird. He kept chirping and pecking on my head when I followed him until I followed him into Newcastle's high school gym next door. It's the world's largest high school basketball gym. Absolutely huge. Run the picket fence, Bobby, and don't get caught watching the paint dry, Darcy yelled. She loves to quote from the movie Hoosiers, which is based on a true story of a tiny Milan high school that won the state basketball championship in 1954. Indiana basketball is full of legends that prove miracles happen. Darcy and I took home our own basketball so we could keep practicing our moves. As the coach said in Hoosiers, I love you guys. Noah. On the second day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 2 bouncing balls and a cardinal in a tulip tree. Dear Mom and Dad, what's up, you ask? Well, thanks to today's adventures at the Cook Planetarium, I know a lot more about what's up. In the winter night sky, that is. The planetarium, which is inside the Evansville Museum of Arts, History, and Science, is the oldest one in the state. Visitors here have been gazing at the stars and planets for 60 years. Now, there's a brand new full dome for a 360-degree view of the whole sky. Did you know one of the biggest constellations you can see during the winter month is Orion the Hunter? During a planetarium show, we learned about the bright collection of stars that appears in the eastern sky just after the sun goes down. Here's how we found it. Look for 3 bright stars in a row. That's Orion's belt. Around the belt is a rectangle made of 4 stars. In the opposite corners of the rectangle are 2 of the brightest stars in the sky, perfect for a special Christmas wish. Even though I may not be here to see you right now, Mom and Dad, we are under the same sky. Look up and see our 3 bright stars tonight. I will too. Love, Noah. On the 3rd day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 3 bright stars, 2 bouncing balls, and a cardinal in a tulip tree. Boys and girls, I'm going to pause after the 3rd day of Christmas and share with you that I hope when author Troy Cummings visits Greenfield-Central that you can hear just a little bit more of this 12 Days of Christmas in Indiana book. Maybe you're thinking of some questions you might want to ask him about what happens on the other few days left in this book. Have a great day. Thanks for letting me read to you. Bye.